Good morning and welcome to today's Global's Insight Report. I'm Ghaziya Fakhira Arfi. Today we're analyzing a policy that has become one of the most prominent and polarizing in Indonesia, the Free Nutrition Meals Program or Makanan Bergizi Gratis (MBG). As a flagship initiative of the new administration, MBG aspires to provide daily nutrition meals to approximately 80 million beneficiaries, including students, toddlers, and pregnant women. Proponents hailed at its bold investments in human capital, aiming to reduce stunting, improve educational outcomes, and stimulate local economies. However, critics warn of its staggering costs, logistical complexity, and uncertain efficiency, raising fundamental questions about national priorities. Indonesian thought stands at a critical juncture, balancing a generational promise with fiscal and operational realities. Before we dive into the heart of that program, let's take a moment for a global check in a similar initiatives. To contextualize the debate, it helps to examine global precedents as several countries over valuable models. In Japan, the shokuiku or food education philosophy incorporates meals into a broader curriculum that teaches healthy eating, disciplines, and respect for food. This approach, which often involves students in the preparation and serving process, aims to instill lifelong healthy habits and cultural appreciation for food, going beyond simple nutrition. Meanwhile, Brazil's national school feeding program not only feeds millions of students, but also supports local economies by mandating that a portion of ingredients be procured from small-scale family farms. That creates a link between social welfare and agricultural developments, empowering local communities and promoting suitable food systems. Although implementation remains complex, in Scandinavia, Finland, and Sweden have long demonstrated how providing universal free school meals reduces stigma and helps level the playing field. Studies suggest this program has contributed to studies growing taller, achieving higher education levels, and earning increased lifetime incomes. But not all examples are wholly positive. India's midday meal schemes, the world's largest, has been credited with boosting school enrollments, especially for girls. However, it faced precedence issues like food safety, corruption, and challenges in maintaining consistent quality, serving as a cautionary tale about the immense governance required for such a massive undertaking. These international cases offer both inspiration and warnings for Indonesia. Now, let's turn to the core of the MBG program back home, which rests on three pillars, each accompanied by major challenges. First is health and human capital. This pillar positions the MBG as a district response to Indonesian long-standing nutritional issue, particularly stunting. Supporters argue that daily nutrition meals can improve concentration, reduce absenteeism, and helps build a stronger, more competitive workforce, essential for Golden Indonesia 2045 vision. In this view, the MBG is not an expense but crucial investment in the national future, productivity, and healthy. Studies from other countries have shown that school feeding can lead to significant improvement in attendance and modest gain in physical development. However, critics question the program efficiency and some health experts emphasize the importance of the 1,000-day window from conception to age 2, suggesting that targeting resources towards pregnant women and toddlers may yield higher returns. While the program does include this program, its broad scope raises concern about diluted impact. Additionally, issues have already emerged regarding food safety and nutritional content, with some menus found to contain ultra-processed food high in sugar. The second pillar is local economies empowerment. This envisions a vast economic stimulus where daily food procurement creates stable demands for local farmers, fishers, and small business. The government planned to involve micro, small, and medium enterprise (UMKM) and local cooperatives as key partners in the supply chain, aiming to drive grassroots economic growth. Yet, this vision meets formidable logistical and governance challenge. Indonesian archipelagic geography complicates distribution, creates risk of food spoilage, and high transportation costs, especially in remote areas. The program massive budget estimates at tens of trillions of rupees annually, makes it vulnerable to corruption. Without strong transparency mechanism and robust oversight, the risk of inefficiency and mismanagement is high, a challenge the administration acknowledges its difficulty to overcome. And the third pillar, social justice and equity. In theory, the MBG breaks down the invisible wall of hunger that separates students from different economies backgrounds. By offering equal meals to all, it aims to foster dignity and ensure that poverty is not a barrier to learning and participation in school life. However, this moral imperative comes at a high price. The fiscal burden is among the most contentious aspect, prompting tough questions about opportunity costs. With a legislated budget deficit ceiling, critics worry that fully funding the MBG program could mean cutting spending in other crucial sectors, such as infrastructure, teachers' quality, or border healthcare service. The debate over the cost per meal, which has fluctuated in public decisions, underscores the immense financial pressure the program placed on the national budget. In conclusion, the Makanan Bergizi Gratis program embodies both the hopes and dilemmas of a nation at a pivotal moment. It reflects Indonesian aspiration to invest in its children and foster inclusion. Yet, it also reveals the deep challenge in governance, prioritization, and budgetary discipline. The ultimate success of MBG will not be judged by meals served alone, but by measurable improvement in health, education, and economy's opportunity. Its legacy depends on whether it can translate an ambition promise into lasting progress, or whether it becomes another grand but flawed experiment in policy execution. The real question is not just what's on the plate, but whether the cost of serving it align with the value it delivers to Indonesian future. That wraps up today's report. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Ghaziya Arfi, signing off. Until next time.